Have you ever wondered why the USA and Iran seem constantly at odds? This conflict affects millions and can impact global peace. Today, we'll explore the key elements driving this tension. After the 1979 Iranian Revolution, the USA lost a key ally in Iran. This change sparked hostility, rooted in differing ideologies and national interests. Since then, events like sanctions and military actions have fueled disputes. Let's break this down into four main components: historical context, military actions, economic sanctions, and regional influence. First, historical context shapes their relationship. After the USA supported the overthrow of Iran's democratically elected leader, mistrust blossomed. This event remains a sore point. Next, military actions exacerbate tensions. One notable incident was the USA military's assassination of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in 2020. This act heightened fears of war and retaliation. Economic sanctions play a critical role too. The USA imposed sanctions on Iran's oil industry. These sanctions have crippled Iran's economy and intensified animosity. Regional influence is also significant. Iran supports various non-state actors across the Middle East. This support threatens US allies, which raises alarms in Washington, D.C. Let's consider an example: the ongoing conflict in Syria. Iran backs the Syrian government, while the USA supports opposition groups. This situation demonstrates how their rivalry fuels broader conflicts. To summarize, the USA and Iran's rising tensions stem from past grievances, military actions, economic pressures, and regional power struggles. Understanding these points is vital to comprehending the current landscape in the Middle East. Now, we need to stay informed. Follow credible news sources and engage in discussions. Knowledge empowers us to understand and navigate these complex issues. Have you ever found yourself questioning how historical events shape the present? The US and Iran's tumultuous relationship is a prime example of this phenomenon. The repercussions of past actions reverberate today, leaving a trail of mistrust and animosity that complicates diplomatic efforts. In this intricate web of geopolitical tensions, knowledge is our strongest asset. First, let's explore the historical context that underpins this fraught dynamic. The USA's intervention in Iran during the 1953 coup established a legacy of betrayal, marking the beginning of deep-seated resentment. This pivotal moment altered Iran's perception of the USA from ally to adversary, planting the seeds of suspicion that persist today. Next, we turn our attention to military actions, which significantly exacerbate this already precarious relationship. The assassination of General Qasem Soleimani by US forces in early 2020 marked a dramatic escalation. This event not only incited outrage within Iran but also ignited fears of imminent conflict, showcasing how targeted strike operations can lead to widespread repercussions. Economic sanctions further entrench the divide, as they inflict severe damage on Iran's economy while aiming to curb its influence in the region. These restrictive measures have not only created hardships for the Iranian populace but also fueled anti-US sentiments, reinforcing the narrative of American oppression. As Iran seeks ways to mitigate these sanctions, the cycle of hostility continues, preventing any meaningful dialogue from taking root. This interconnectedness of military, economic, and historical factors generates a landscape rich in complexity and fraught with potential for escalation. In navigating these turbulent waters, it becomes increasingly evident that both nations must find pathways toward diplomacy and mutual understanding to avoid further conflict. Understanding the regional influence is crucial in unpacking the US and Iran's conflict. Iran's support for groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and other militias has raised concerns for the US and its allies. This strategy aims to extend Tehran's influence throughout the Middle East, which is perceived as a direct challenge to American interests and stability in the region. Engaging in these dynamics reveals the broader implications of their rivalry on global peace. To navigate these complex relationships, it's essential to stay informed. Understanding the interplay of historical events, military engagements, economic sanctions, and regional dynamics can illuminate the path forward. In conclusion, the ongoing tensions between the USA and Iran, fueled by a complicated history, military confrontations, economic strife, and regional power plays, underscore the importance of dialogue and informed engagement to foster peace and stability in an increasingly polarized world.